Hi, what's up, guys? Moving along with the countdown here. We talk about number 23, Boise State. Let's get into it. 6-year head coach Brian Harsin, coming off a 12-2 season in 2019, has won the Mountain West 2 out of the last 3 years, and they won it last year. I think that it's kind of the story of his tenure. They've had a lot of success in the Mountain West, but they haven't necessarily been the team maybe they were in the BCS era where they were regarded as a top 10 or top 15 team year in and year out. And I think they're a good team, but they haven't really shown that they can be national power again, maybe like they were before playoff era. And I know that's hard to do in the playoff era, but they have a good brand, probably the best overall brand in the group of five, and in history in the group of five, anyways. And I think they can recruit better. If they can do that, they can maybe get to themselves to the level of national respect and maybe get to themselves to for an opportunity to get in the playoff if they can get there. Recruiting in order. We'll see if they can do that though. Let's talk about the offense. They have a good, strong receiving room this year, led by Khalil Shakir, who had 63 catches and 9 touchdowns in 2019. C.T. Thomas and Octavius Evans provide some pretty good slot options as well. The new OC, Eric Keesaw, will have his hands full with the O-line, though, because they struggled last year and they lost 4 starters, which is, pretty bad because if you're already not very good in the O line and then you lose 4 out of 5 starters, that's not something that's very encouraging. And they need to keep the guy you see on your screen there, Hank Bachmeyer, they need to keep him upright because he was 7-0 in his first 7 starts last year, but he was injured often, and that's something that you can't have with your quarterback, and you need to keep him upright. Bachmeyer's a guy that I was really impressed with his freshman year. You'll see here he just takes a hit, makes a really good strong throw on the sideline, and I just think he's a guy that, as a freshman, just showed a whole lot of talent. I think he's only going to be there a few years. I think um, once he's eligible, he'll go off to the NFL. I think he's got a lot of tools that the NFL would like. Um, he's also a guy that I think can maybe lead them to some wins. Like I said, 7-0 in his first 7 starts. He's not just a talent guy. I think he's a winner. I think he's a competitive kid, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do this year with this offense. But like I said, the offensive line needs to keep him upright. Okay, let's get into the defense here. The Mountain West all-time sack leader Curtis Weaver is gone, and that's the bad news because he was very good for them. Obviously, conference's all-time sack leader. That's impressive for any conference. Um, and Dimitri Washington's a guy that's probably going to come in and replace him. And what's encouraging with that is he had 4 sacks in his last 5 games, and he's a guy that maybe step in, maybe not be as good as Weaver was, but a guy that can assume that role, be good for him there. The secondary should be solid. They return 2 senior corners, and they have a good sophomore in Markel Reed too. They lose both of their safeties though, and that's something that hopefully they can be able to replace. I think they will be able to do that. Like I think the secondary is gonna be solid. Maybe not anything special, but I think they'll be good enough to not be a problem with the defense. And the D line, front seven, they're gonna have to replace a lot of production, um, which is a little bit concerning, but I think they have the guys to come in and work work well in that group. Um, let's get into recruiting. 63rd nationally, first in the Mountain West. Uh, obviously, first in the Mountain West is encouraging for the Mountain West, but that's something that you can't. 63rd nationally, that's something that you want to try and get better because I know it's hard. You're not a group or you're not a Power Five team, but it's something that if you want to get to that top 10 level, like they might have been before the playoff era, you're gonna have to recruit much better than that. Like I said, they probably have the best brand. Some people might say Central Florida, but I'd say overall is history wise in the group of five, and they need to really sell trying to be nationally better, not just in the Mountain West. And I think they can recruit better. Um, top prospect is 3-star Latrell Caples. He's a guy, lean athletic build. He's a very willing blocker too, which I like a whole lot. And receivers, I like when they can really block. And he can play on the outside or the slot. and I think he has some potential. Maybe not right away to play for Boise State, but within a couple of years. All right, let's get into the schedule here. Overall, playing the Mountain West, they have a pretty easy schedule. Starting out with Georgia Southern, I think that will be a win. Talent-wise, they should be able to handle them. Air Force is kind of tough. Military teams running that option, but I think Boise State will take care of business in a close game. We'll give them a win there. Florida State will be a big game there in September. I think that having them at home might help, but we'll see what the fan situation is like this year. I don't know, but I'm going to give them a loss. I think it's going to be close, but I think Florida State will find a way with a new head coach. Maybe a little bit better than they were last year because I know they haven't been very good, but I think they'll steadily improve. And I think they will get better. And I think that Boise State, unfortunately, will get the loss there. Marshall, I'm going to give them a win. Marshall's kind of always been all right as a group of five team, but I don't think they'll be that good this year. Same with San Jose State. They're somebody that I'm not really interested in at all. I kind of looked at their roster and I'm not even sure if they're playing football this year. I know that they're not bringing students back in the fall, so we'll see. Utah State, give them a win. They're a solid team in the group of five, but we'll give them a win. Uh, Hawaii, kind of same boat. Solid team, has some pretty national respect, an interesting team. In fact, they're in Hawaii, but we'll give Boise State the win there. Same with BYU. BYU's kind of will test Boise State. Boise State, I just like them better. Um, Boise State will give them the win there. New Mexico and Wyoming, two road trips. I don't see any reason why Boise State would lose. They might lose. These are two games that could be tricky, back-to-back road games, but I'll give them both wins there. I think they'll take care of business. And then finishing up with Colorado State at home, I think they'll beat Colorado State. Colorado State, I don't think they're going to be anything that good this year. Uh, they're a solid group of five team. They could maybe upset Boise State, but I think Boise State will take care of business and get the win. So overall, I have a record of 11-1 for Boise State, which is I think we'll win in the Mountain West. Keep them in the top 25. They'll compete for a New Year's Six bowl, I think, where I know the top group of five team gets in, but we'll see. We'll see what they can do. Overall, I think the program's in a good spot, but I think it can get better, and they need to recruit better. And I think if they can do that, they can have a lot of success in the future. So next time we'll be talking about 22 Utah. Come back, watch that video. Thanks, guys.